Welcome to another news episode, and today we are finally going to talk about the Persona 25th anniversary because it's official now. It is official. As I'm sure you guys are aware by now, every single time that there's some big ass news, I'm always sleeping like a baby. Everyone makes a video and I wake up and I missed out on all the hype. Well, this happened once again. After P5 Striker leaking for the West, SMT5 leaking for the West, and now the Persona 25th anniversary being officially confirmed by both Atlus Japan and Atlus West for new announcements. 7 new announcements will be revealed throughout the 25th anniversary, and I'm really excited. So let me give you guys a bit of context before we start speculating and before we start going over every single thing that is possible to happen in that event. So first thing first, let's look at everything that has been confirmed yet. So official stuff first, and then I'll go over what I know and what I predict. We'll try to make this out first. So first thing that I noticed when waking up, official Atlus West on Twitter. Quote, the Persona series is celebrating its 25th anniversary this September. Stay tuned for a year of Persona news, events, and more. Hashtag Persona 25th. And they have this beautiful picture here, which made me really happy because hell, they never acknowledge anything before P3. And we got my boy Nahoya, Tatsuya, and also Maya, best girl. They're all on this little picture that they made, which makes me really happy. Persona 2, Persona 1, they're up there. So everything seems possible at this point. We'll have to wait and see what is going to happen next. But looking at this little diagram that they made, this little artwork for the 25th, looks cool. Now, of course, when you look at, you dig a bit deeper, you get to find more information. I want to shout out Persona Central. Once again, they grouped all the information very quickly, and they also linked the official site that Atlus put up for the 25th. And when you take a look at the site, let me show you guys for a quick second here. So when you're on the site, it says it's starting Persona 5 25th anniversary year. Now, of course, the year is in September, and they do mention September as far as announcements goes, because of course, what we can see on the site here is that there's going to be 7 announcements. So throughout the year, clearly it is from September of 2021 to 2022. So this is where they say it. So the first announcement, 2021 9 September, which is the month of the anniversary. So I don't know if you guys watched it, but I was on a podcast recently with the Krillcast, VC, Kudo, KingNarukami, and the SMT Network, and we were all talking, and some of us predicted September. I was right on that one, so pretty proud of this one. Very cool. This is the official year, so this is what I'm expecting. We'll go over predictions a bit later in the video, of course, but there's also other places here coming soon, with, of course, 2022 autumn here being last. So looking at all those little things, we can expect very, very cool information, which is exciting stuff. They also opened the 25th anniversary goods site. So we talked before about Atlus Goods, which is coming back. It's basically what used to be Atlus, the official merch site, the Atlus shop. A couple of months ago, I made a video with Atlus Goods, the fact that they're bringing back the store and that it's not going to be the regular old Atlus shop anymore. And there's already some stuff up for pre-order. This is a Japanese site. At this point, I'm not sure if it's possible to import that merch. Probably. It's rare that it's an issue from Japan, but there's some really cool stuff here. There's a medallion, there's masks, there's a purse, there's t-shirts, a mug, acrylic stands, keychains, some decent little stuff in here. Part of the anniversary, so they're definitely trying to hype us up here. But now, let's talk about what is going to be revealed during those 7 events. So there's 7 announcements that they confirmed that they are going to do throughout 2021-2022. What are we gonna get? I have a lot to say at this point, I really do, because 7 announcements leads me to believe that we're gonna get some very decent stuff. People were talking, and we were talking on the podcast about a possible collection of Persona releases, Persona ports, probably to consoles, PC, and I don't know if it makes as much sense at this point. It depends if Atlus wants to include smaller announcements in those 7 announcements, or if they're going to be all bigger mid-sized to big announcements. I'm talking game reveals or reveal of an event, etc. Now at this point, if there's 7 announcements, looking at Atlus and their track record, I have a feeling that we are going to see smaller announcements in those 7 things. Not all of them, but some of them are going to be a bit smaller. For the first one, September 2021, since this is the official 25th date, I expect at least one big announcement there. Whether it's a port of a certain game, whether it's the announcement of an upcoming game, this is what I'm here to talk about today. So first up, the big thing that we were expecting for the 25th is ports of older games. I think it just makes perfect sense, especially now. Now, what could we see? I think the most likely that we can probably get out of the way first is a Persona 3 port to PC, because if you don't remember, last year there was Persona 4 Golden, who released on Steam to massive success, topped 1 million sales recently, by the way, on Steam. Great job there. And it shadow dropped on Steam, but before it did, at the PC Gaming Show 2020, there was a leak like 3 days ago that said P4G and P3P are both coming to Steam very soon. P4G shadow dropped, and a year later, PC Gamer Show passes, still nothing. P3P PC is here. It is going to happen at some point. I've been saying that for months now. We were getting discouraged at some point. We were like, why are they waiting until they release that thing? We know it's going down, so I'm fully expecting P3 PC to be announced in those 7 events, whether it's at the main show or in September, or if it's anything else. What else could happen? One other thing that I've been saying for a long time now is I think a Persona 3 teaser is closer than most of y'all think. Every single time that I mention that, someone tells me, you're crazy, it's too soon. But if you look at the calendar and if you look at what they did with P5, we're right on time for a P3 teaser. I'm not saying that the game's gonna drop tomorrow or that we're gonna get a demo tomorrow, far from it. I'm talking a short teaser with a logo, maybe a character if we're lucky, but nothing more. This is what I'm expecting, and I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point in the near future, and I'm sure it's gonna be in those 7 events. I feel like it makes perfect sense. We know that they've been working on Persona 6 for a good while now, so I think it's going down. Another thing that some of y'all are very excited for is, of course, ports to other systems. So we're talking here Steam, PlayStation 4, 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One systems, Xbox Series systems, and mobile. I could have mobile in there. So there's some people waiting for ports of like Persona 4 Golden, even P3, P5 to other systems. I think P4G is definitely gonna be first in line. So I think P4G will be ported to other systems. I feel like PlayStation 4 and Switch are a given because they make way too much sense. PS4 because, hell, why isn't it on PS4 already? And Switch because it's gonna sell like freaking hotcakes on there. I mean, it's the first time that mainline Persona would be on Nintendo. Makes the game portable again, just like with the Vita. And the Switch has a big old install base, even in Japan, with over 20 million users in Japan in the East. So it would do fantastically. So they need to port those games. They need to port P4G to Switch and PS4. I really hope they do port it to Xbox systems as well. Put it on Game Pass. I think it would do well. They would probably get a good check from Microsoft as well to do that. So I think they should do it. Makes perfect sense. That's another announcement that I feel like could be in there. I think P5 has to go to Xbox and PC very soon. I think that's going to happen too. You can also add the Switch in there. I feel like it's probably going to happen at some point. But of course, guys, I'm dropping the bigger things that we can see right now. I'm still thinking that we can get a music concert for Persona in September, and this is where they could announce some of those announcements. I feel like that makes sense. They re-showed all the previous concerts. They re-streamed them this year, and I think there's a reason for that, because we're gonna get this big 25th concert at some point. This is what I'm expecting, and during the concert is probably when we're gonna get those events. And during this concert is when we're going to get those reveals. In terms of smaller stuff, because I fully expect smaller little things to be in there. I know that some of y'all have been talking about the possibility of a remake of an older game for a while now. Of course, here I'm not talking about just a remaster or a port of a game. I'm talking about a full-blown remake. You remake every single thing in the game. what could we see in that regards? I am one that thinks P3 doesn't need a remakes. Since that's the first one that comes up very often. I am very in the camp of no remake for P3. I made a whole video dedicated to the subject, so I will link it down in the description below. Feel free to check it out to have a better and clearer idea of what I think if you're interested in my opinion. But if you are into a P3 remake, I really don't mind. Some games that would deserve a remake more in my opinion is the Persona 2 duology. Bring back Persona 2 Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment, remake them, make them more modern. I think they would benefit from that. Same thing from Persona 1, kind of could benefit from it. I chose P2 because those are better games, and I feel like they are to put a ton of effort and work into a remake of an older game, whether it's 1 or 2. I think they should do 2 because it's a better game overall, whether it's Innocent Sin or Eternal Punishment or both. So I would really like that. But one thing that they could definitely do is just port those games. Port those games to HD. P1, P2 Innocent Sin, and P2 Eternal Punishment. Hopefully they chose the PSP version of those games. Localize Eternal Punishment on PSP for the first time. I think that would be really cool. Make them in HD. Make both soundtracks available for Persona 1, please. And give us this HD remastered collection of Persona. Persona 1 HD remastered, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, HD remastered with small little features here and there. HD, great music. That would be freaking fantastic, because there's a lot of people who haven't played those games, and if you want to emulate them, well, you can, but if you want to play them officially, you have to buy the physical copies that are crazy expensive, or buy them on the digital shops which are about to close. So it's a crazy world we live in, and I think it's a great time for Atlus to bring those games back. And this announcement, this Persona 25th, is especially exciting because both Atlus West and Atlus Japan confirmed that they're going to show stuff at the show, and it was to be expected because Persona is doing crazy well in Japan and in the West. So if there is some stuff that releases first in Japan, I'm never going to be very surprised if we get a localization of those releases. So I'm excited. Are we gonna get a new Persona 5 spin-off in there? That's a definite possibility. Strikers did extremely well. Are we gonna get a Strikers 2? Maybe. That feels like a definite possibility. Are we gonna get that rumored P5 Arena, you know, that they trademarked P5U recently? Maybe this is what we're gonna get. But all of that to say, this is exciting. Persona 25th, 7 announcement throughout September 2021 to 2022, autumn 2022. That's exciting. I'm hyped. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions on the matter. What do you think Atlus will reveal during this event? Let me know, drop a comment, and maybe look for an upcoming episode of the Demon Appreciation Podcast to discuss that recent news. I think you guys will enjoy that. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like. Of course, let me know your predictions. And of course, subscribe if you want to stay up to date on any type of content when it comes to Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, or Persona. It's getting a routine up there. I'm a real content creator when I know that stuff. I'm like, subscribe, comment, leave the like button and notifications and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'm excited. Bye.